A burst pipe? A dead water heater? The AC calling it quits? Who do you call? HomeServe is an easy way to handle unexpected home repairs with plans covering stuff basic homeowners insurance usually won't. Instead of scrambling for a contractor, you make one call to get the repair process started. Join the millions of customers who trust HomeServe right now. Go to homeserve.com/podcast for 50% less your first year. That's homeserve.com/podcast. Savings compared to renewal price. Void in Florida.
Well, we are here, episode 27, I want to say, but I do know it's 11 months to the day.
To the day.
My name's Ed Placencia. This is Lane Compton. And Lane, happy birthday to your firstborn son today.
Yes. Birthday account of 11 months. We're getting ready for that big 1 year.
I'm telling you.
Very exciting. But yeah, to the day, 11 months. Here we are.
And it's been a month and a half since there's been a good little break here.
Yeah.
When we last left on a cliffhanger episode, not only was JR shot and nobody knows who did it, but Lane and family were about to go overseas. You're here, so that's a good thing. How did that go?
First, we can't skip over the Dallas reference that you just threw out, which is amazing. And I don't know, it probably says more about the two of us that I know it and get, well, at least how old we are.
Right. But you're one of the few people I can make that reference to and know he's got this.
Yeah, and thanks to my parents, I can get that. That was a big show in the house for them. Yeah, it's been a minute because we did take that trip over to Italy.
Yeah.
Which I guess we just start there because it was a wonderful trip.
Yeah.
All things considered, traveling there went very well.
Yeah.
You know, it is 10 hours in a plane with
that's
a
a
10-month-old
long
at that time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So even for an adult, you start to get a little restless. But
right.
For the kiddo, you can't, just pop on a movie for them. So, we're not doing that yet.
On the way
Shame
back,
on you who are.
You started.
No. We held our ground. But it was certainly something where it was unavoidable. It's you're like passing everyone else's screens at time when you want to walk. And he's just like, what is this world that everybody's so tapped into?
Right.
He was definitely very curious.
Yeah.
But no, the flight over really went pretty well. We did the same plan that we had done before when we went to the East Coast of doing leave late at night. So he sleeps hopefully through a lot of it. Didn't through all of it, but for a large part of it, it was successful in that regard. And everyone was just super sweet and kind and helpful, and everyone working for the airline or even the other passengers.
Good.
Very understanding, but also helpful and trying to help, get a smile out of them or something like that. So it was pretty good.
Was there any point at all where the plane was dark, everyone was sleeping, and he started to cry? Or did you?
Oh,
really? Yeah.
Yeah. And like I said, generally it went pretty good, but that happened. And, if he had just fed, we tried some other tactic, but generally it was something where we could just, get him fed and that would help, or I pick him up and do a walk around. And, it kind of just meant that for us, we didn't sleep as much, and certainly my wife sharing the one seat with him at times when feeding and trying to sleep, and me, we tried to kind of trade off as best we could.
Right.
But it kind of got like, okay, someone really needs to get some, so when we get there, we can navigate all the things that we're going to have to do. So
yeah,
I got a little bit more than I think my wife did, but like I said, fairly low turbulence, we'll say, and arrived in Heathrow, and then a 2-hour flight from Heathrow to Venice, which then got us in later in the afternoon. So that little break actually helped and kind of, I think, calibrate, get out of a plane and just kind of move around for him a little bit. And then arrived in Venice late afternoon, and straight to a dinner for the wedding party, which was great because it was basically us and like 20 or so guests that were already in town, and everyone looking forward to meeting our kiddo for the first time.
Nice.
And so he just was welcomed by lots of warmth and smiles and excitement, and was loving it. The life of the party and his first venture into eating Italian food, the real deal.
Right.
And just went to town. He didn't turn anything away, and we were eating very traditional Italian Venetian meals, so lots of seafood, and he just never looked back after that. I mean, he ate everything that ever got in front of him for the entire trip, whether it was lobster to tiny little crispy shrimps and tons of risotto. I mean, any type of fish, or like the bacala stuff, which is kind of like tuna fish casserole kind of thing in a way. You know, it's like really, really good. But as a 10-month-old, you may not think would be something they're going to town on. But he couldn't get enough. And we were very lucky to be at a restaurant that the groom's friends owned, so they had shut the place down. So it was just all of us all hanging out, passing him around, and he just loved it. It was the life of the party. But that night it was really hard to get on a sleep schedule, and it took definitely a few days. But we chose to not try and put him back onto the sleep schedule we have here, which is generally he's down by 6:30 p.m., and allow him to kind of find his own way without adjusting there. So his bedtime started being more like 10, which was nice because then it allowed us to be out with ourselves or other friends that were there for the wedding. And yada, yada, yada. And it actually worked pretty well. But it was not easy that first night for sure. Nobody slept. So it was a good couple days, the flight, and then that first day in adjusting. But once we got our feet under us and got there, it was great. He loved Venice and being in the small, narrow streets and just so many people interacting with him. He started to feel, I think, that everything was happening around it for him, you know, because every restaurant, every dinner we had, it was all wedding people, and they were all very excited to see him. So if we were in another restaurant, he was just looking around at everyone being like, how come you're not paying attention to me now, you know?
Right.
And later when we traveled away from Venice to spend some time just on our own to Sicily, same thing. He'd go into a restaurant, it's like, all right, where are my people? Let's go.
That's funny. It
was very funny.
Is there any food that he just does not like? Because so far it seems like he's liked everything you guys have given him.
No, we haven't found anything yet. I'm telling you.
Wow.
We joke that every once in a while the avocado isn't ripe enough. And so, you know.
Right?
Yeah, we're breeding the youngest food critic.
I love it.
He'll be saying things like, well, the first time I had lobster was in Italy when I was 10 months. And I've been chasing that flavor ever since. You know,
nothing's lived up to it since.
Yes. You just, the pretension will be unheard of. But, he's earning his stripes in that regard. He's really doing great. And, Italy is kind of known, and maybe it's all of Europe, I think is very known for being kind to families and young children. And we saw that everywhere too, whether it was just in restaurants. Like one of the restaurants we went to, I think this is once we got to Sicily as a recommendation from friends who had been there. We made a reservation, walked in, and realized, oh, this is kind of a nice restaurant. I mean, this is like white tablecloth, like I hope people are okay with us bringing a child to the, it's like people are
Yeah.
going to come and have a nice meal, spend some money, like, and halfway through the meal, every one of the wait staff is like hovering by our table, making faces, having fun with him and playing and talking with us. And it was really sweet, always, oh, don't wait in line. Come up here. Come cut in line. Just, we'll get you to the front. And
Wow.
yeah, like the ferry from Venice to Burano, one of the smaller islands. One day, the guy saw my wife with our son, and he's like, "Come up, come to the front." She's like, "Oh, well, I'm with my husband and our two friends." He's like, "Yeah, bring them all. It's all right. Come on up."
Wow.
And we went to try and pay. He's like, "No, just come on. Don't worry about it. Don't worry." And,
That's so cool.
very sweet, very sweet. It really it sticks with you, because it is hard and tiring when you got the kid, and
Yeah.
you develop that fear of like, I'm going to inconvenience everyone with this,
Right.
and that fear of like the mid of the night on the flight and people getting upset. But all the staff were very friendly on the flight, and everywhere we went, they just made you feel like you were seen and it was okay, and if anything, more than okay, and let's help you make it easier. It was kind of felt like a luxury.
Yeah, that's really cool. And after having gone on quite a few long distance trips with him, I have a couple of different sets of friends who they have kids, and every time they go on vacation, they take the kids every time. And as someone without kids, Sarah and I would always say, don't you want to just take a weekend and go just the two of you? And they're always like, no, we always want to bring the kid. We always want to bring the kid. And that's hard for us to understand because we don't have that connection, that bond of having a child. That being said, do you see you and your wife, will you always go with the little guy, or do you see yourselves traveling alone and leaving him? Like, do you have a prediction at all on what that might be?
Well, here's what I'll say. You definitely, and I'm glad you brought this up, because I've been thinking about this and have kind of recounted it to other people who have asked, like, "Oh, you went with your son? Oh my God!" Yeah, it changes the way you travel. Certainly, the way we travel, because you have to adhere to sleep schedule and naps, and throughout the day, and keep them on that and keep them fed, and it's a full-time gig in a way to take care of all those things, and therefore you travel differently. You're not getting to do as many excursions or sightseeing things that maybe you would want to, or we certainly used to. But seeing anything through his eyes and that kind of way of traveling is unbeatable. I mean, it's so cool to, even all of a sudden pigeons in the streets of Venice and chasing them around, or just like walking down the narrow pathways with him, having to face out, and you're just like holding him so he can just like see and screech at everybody and make faces and just like yelling down the streets of Venice because he's just having so much fun. Like, it's different, but it's so enjoyable because of the experience you get to have through his eyes and also together. And I think that was a huge thing for him, but also for us. We aren't often all together because, at home, either my wife is working or I'm working, or because one of us isn't, it gives the time for someone to go get this errand done, or go, it's like when I'm done with you, I will go get the groceries so that we have food for the rest of the week, and my wife can put them down, so there's often just kind of time where you're not together, and that it becomes a rarity. And so I know it made a huge difference to him. He loves having both of us around, and it just kind of shows. Yeah. And to predict, like, will that be forever? Maybe not. I think there will be a time much later down the road where, yeah, it'll be nice to have a weekend away, just the two of us, because the adjustment you do have to make too is that you are adhering to his schedule. So there were times we're on a day excursion. It's like, well, we really want to do this thing, but that would mean his second nap will probably have to be in the car because it's an hour drive from where blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And that hour drive is then silence because he's sleeping.
Right.
And my wife is still sitting in the back so that he does feel he's got somebody and is with him. So the Uber driver up front, and it's, okay, is he asleep? Okay, great.
That's a really good point. I never thought about that as far as seeing it through his eyes, because, and that made me think about, I love taking Sarah somewhere that she's never been, but I have. Not only do I know where I'm going, but I love to watch her react. And I love, you find someone who's never seen a specific movie and you watch it with them and you spend a lot of time looking to the side to see how they're reacting. And I guess it's kind of the same thing of, I could see how that could really be a treat to have that special view into someone experiencing something so grand as travel.
Totally. And it was funny because halfway through I was like, what photos have I taken today? At the end of the day, it's like, well, it's just a lot of selfies of us in like a weird place, or like just him being excited, or like we got to a new hotel or Airbnb and his discovery of that was, oh, look at this thing I can play with, or this, look at, and his comfortability. And it just became a thing where so many of my photos were just like of us in the living room of the new place, doing selfies, because you almost get to see the growth so instantaneous in like his eyes and the way he's growing himself to feel comfortable in a brand new place that I've never even been here myself, and so we're taking it in, and oh wow, that is so neat that you just went over to this little thing and found that you could, like, there was one thing I'm thinking in particular is like a coat rack tree or whatever, and you could pull out they were like just a piece of wood with other pieces stuck in the side, but you could remove them. And so he just went and like pulled it out and was like, oh my God, look what I did. And then that was his toy, and it's just like, that's amazing. Like, we got there, we unpacked, and he played and found his own way. And it's very sweet. But like I said, I think in time it will be nice to be able to go on a trip and have my partner again. Yeah. Because in some ways it's, it gets a little lost, though. Of course we got to spend so many cool moments together with him. And he's going down and we'd stay up a little bit longer and maybe recount the day or whatever, but slightly less activities than we would normally do. And it really tests communication and being able to, traveling can be stressful. Like you were mentioning going to Chicago and driving into that city driving into Palermo when you've never been there, and driving in Italy in general. Like, things get a little like, okay, I know we got to get to the hotel because he's, turning into a pumpkin in 5 minutes, and I don't know where to park, and blah, things go to 0 to 100 real quick. And so, it tested us in a lot of ways, and there's extra pressures that you learn to have to deal with. And yet it's just so cool. So I don't know, way long story short, I would just say that for now, it's great to have the experience with him, but I also get the need maybe in time to just have our own thing. But
I love that in the meantime, though, you're really instilling a sense of flexibility and adaptability in him. I mean, I love how, you hear about, everyone reacts differently. And I love that he's not afraid of a new space or weirded out and just sits. Like, I love how explorative he seems to be.
Yeah, it's really exciting to be a part of and watch, and makes you hopeful for like being able to leave him maybe somewhere else in time when or get a sitter and get some things done as well. So he's pretty great as far as that's concerned.
And you mentioned getting a sitter, and I know before we started recording, you said that you've had a lot of family around. Has the need for a sitter come up or been explored a bit further?
It has, and it is very much in the process. We've had, I can't remember if we had discussed this, but we had one meeting with one sitter that's in the neighborhood here.
Yeah.
And okay, so we did do that, and she came by, and we did an afternoon, just kind of like meeting her and having him around, and them just kind of a quick meet and greet, about an hour. And then one of the nights, I guess since we've been back, before family arrived, I had something in an evening, and she came by when she was already down sleeping and hung out the house so I could get out for a couple of hours. And I had a friend come by and do that same, but we're kind of like not quite ready to do that just with anyone willy-nilly. It was kind of like there were no other options, and we made choices to do it. Everything worked out.
Yeah.
But we're kind of in the place of, all right, we need to really settle on who is our number one, and maybe if we can find a number two, if that person isn't available, so that, because life is getting busy with projects coming up for me, and just scheduling in general can be difficult, and having to make sacrifices to just stay home is like a juggling act. In some ways it's great that one of us can always be there, but that won't always be the case. And I feel like it's also just good growth for him too, to have someone else around. And so we are having that person that's in the neighborhood out another time this week, where we are gonna sit and be with them for a minute so he can get comfortable and feel, okay, this is a safe person. And then we're going to do a couple like work tasks that we have to do around the house, and just leave the two of them together. And then maybe run an errand within that or something. But generally kind of be here, but have them kind of suss it out together.
Right. That's a good call.
Yeah. And, I think many people have done that in the past, and that's where we kind of learned it from friends who suggested it, or reading in books as well, to kind of ease into it. But we're kind of at that stage where, especially when he's sleeping, it would be great to know that someone could get out and do something, or have a rehearsal, or get something done. And so really starting there is, I think, what feels right, because he's back on his down at 6:30 p.m. and that's great. But if, my wife's schedule, which can often be nights, takes away from something else that I could be doing too, whether it's more work at another bar or rehearsal, like I said, it's time to kind of implement that. And I think to do it, but making sure that person feels comfortable if he does wake up, because when we got back, to kind of tie this into the travel, the jet lag back was way worse than going there.
I was just going to ask how that was.
Not fun, my friend.
Yeah.
It was really tough, because every aspect of his sleep was in like regression. His naps during the day, his sleeping at night. He was constantly waking up and not getting his naps when he would, and not going down the way he normally would. And I actually saw a friend who's got a kid a little bit older than ours, but has also done quite a bit of travel, because she's Israeli and he, I think, is Swedish. And so they've done both of those trips, and, had to deal with that. And she's like, it's going to be a week of hell.
Yeah.
It can be. But then they'll get back on it, I'm sure. And just about a week and a half, I think, for us. But even still, there's been moments since then where it's like, well, this feels like when we were first sleep training.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel right. But right now, he feels like in a good spot. But there was quite a few nights where he was waking up. Like, he still maybe once a night will wake up Not always
Yeah.
sleeping all the way through, but generally before we left, sleeping all the way through with maybe one wake up if he wanted another feeding, midnight, like 1 or 2. And when we got back, it was like multiple wake ups, and sometimes a wake up and a feed doesn't help him get back down, and then we're up with him for an hour and a half and just trying to console, just like big screaming, big breakdowns. But he's generally back on it. But yeah, that time when we got back was rough. So it also felt like, well, having someone here at night when he's sleeping isn't just like watching the kid while he's sleeping.
Right.
There may need to be pick him up, feed him, help console him. And if they hadn't spent time together, having him wake up and he's like, oh my God, who's this person?
Right.
Like, it's not fair to him either,
Yeah. That makes sense that you said it took about a week and a half, because someone told me once that when you travel, for every hour time difference you go to, it takes that many days to recover. And that it sounds like that tracks.
That certainly did. I've never heard that.
Yeah. I don't know if it's true or not, but I heard that and I was like, that feels about right, so yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely a little rough.
But things are back on track now.
Yeah, generally. Just like in the sleep training, the first thing you get is the overnight, and then you start getting the naps. Or that's the sleep training we were doing. Mm-hmm. Not all sleep training is probably that way, but that's the method that we used. And same thing. It took having to get the nighttime down for him to fall back into his naps, and everything is feeling pretty good. He's had a few days, which we think may also be coinciding with the teething that's going on. So it was kind of a whirlwind, as I said to you in your message, of like, okay, the jet lag hits and now the teething really picked up, and then family was in town, and it's just like, it's been a lot. So forgive me in the distance between recording, but it was a little bit more than I thought we would deal with in coming back. So it took a while to get our bearings, but.
Is he walking around? Is he getting around pretty quickly on his own?
He's not walking on his own yet. He is using his little walker, or one of the new things he loves doing that we started doing in Italy is I'll hold his fingers and I'm like, you want to go for a run? And he will like lift his legs and it looks like he's running, but of course I'm just kind of propelling him along. But he loves that.
Oh, that's cool.
Loves chasing after mom, and I'll do the same thing. I'll hold him and he'll run after her.
Oh, that's awesome.
And that's like a thing now. And his ups and downs, like squats, he's hitting the squats. He's doing his leg days for sure.
Good. You don't want to skip those.
No, never. But like he'll be holding on to, say, the end of the couch, and then I'll be like, oh, there's that thing I want over there. And both hands come off, and he kind of moves and goes, and then he falls. But like that time where it's just like, he's standing up. He's just, hey, buddy, look. And then he falls. But it's kind of exciting. You definitely feel like we're right on the precipice of that next thing where he's like kind of taking a step and then falling. But yeah.
Is he going to do it before he hits a year?
Well, I was just going to say, my mom just left, and she said, now don't walk until I get back. But she thinks, on that around that time he should be, and I wouldn't be surprised. We'll see. Yeah.
When he falls, is it like just like landing right on his butt, or is he catching himself, or is it just how does that fall go? Yeah, no,
he's really generally pretty good now, falling onto his butt. He has some stumbles, but they're, ones where you're like, and he's like totally fine, and doesn't even stop at whatever he was reaching for. He gets his bearings, or he hits his head and it's like, okay, going on. He's like, oh, that sucks. I hate that, but I'm fine.
Right.
But yeah, he really does pretty good. He loves anything that's in his way. He's going to crawl over. He's never going to go around. So even if you're sitting on the ground, he's going to crawl over you. And sometimes he just loves stand up and just throw himself onto you.
Yeah.
We've started to play Roughhouse a little bit more, like if he's on the couch or with cushions, like push him over and like grab him and throw him down very gently, obviously, but he loves it.
Yeah.
He really, just giggling all the way. And that whole like giggle fit thing is taking over for him too. If he finds a thing that he thinks is funny that you do and you repeat it and he's in that like, okay, do the thing because I want to laugh.
Right.
Do the thing because I want to keep laughing. And, you just keep going back and forth. And it's, I mean, talking about music to your ears as a parent is pretty sweet.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. Is there anything now that he's becoming a little bit more mobile and active that is decidedly more difficult because of it? Like can he get out of his high chair easily, or does it make changing diapers a lot more harder, or does he do
100%. Diapers can be a nightmare. The idea of getting that photo today where it's for those, I think we've described where he's just on like the sheepskin rug and just like looking up at the camera. The idea of that happening without someone holding is non-existent. The last one we took at 10 months, we had to get him sitting up because it was the only one where he was still enough to take a photo.
Yeah.
Thankfully, he's strapped into his high chair. But yeah, changing diapers is, it can be a total nightmare. And often it's like, oh, hey, Mom, you want to help hold them down? Well, we're constantly calling the other one over just because it could be easier. Or I just break it up. Like, okay, got the diaper on. I'm not going to get him fully clothed right now. I'll just let him play with his diaper for a second while I find the clothes I'm going to choose to put him in. And then, he's in a lull of play. Let me get your pants on, buddy. Let me get the shirt on, buddy. And then, 20 minutes later of usually a 5-minute thing, we're out the door and playing as we normally would. But he generally does pretty good with, he understands so much more than obviously he can say, which is really impressive. Like if he's going towards something and now he's like cruising, like he's crawling so fast, you blink, he's gone. But he knows the things he shouldn't touch. And so if he's cruised away from your reach and he's about to get into the plants and it's like, hey, buddy, no. And he stops and he knows. But now he's like, you don't want me to touch this? This thing? He loves kind of pushing the boundaries. But it does show just how much he is registering. And some of it's probably tone. But I feel like he is really aware of what we're saying and asking of him with so many things. Like, for example, he has begun drinking out of his own bottle that has a little straw. So he's learned the straw sucking technique.
Wow.
Which is a big breakthrough. We're very excited.
I don't know how you would teach someone who can't really speak the language how to use a straw.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's just done it we've had a thing for a long time now that he likes, when he sees us drinking, he wants to drink water. So if it's a cup, I'm like, okay, try it. Okay. If you spit it all out on your stomach, your chest, like you're going to be wet for a little bit, buddy. But because of that, we've been offering the one with the straw a lot so that he could try it. And maybe just repetition and trying things and, it's not so different from the sucking on the bottle or nipple.
That's true,
so there's a lot of similarity, I think. But even still, when we were traveling and there was a straw and like just a cup of water, he would try the straw and was able to figure it out. So that's very exciting. But often it's just, hey, do you want some water? And he's like, points at his bottle and reaches for it. So he's understanding, and in both languages, really, because I think I've mentioned we're doing Spanish and English, and sometimes I feel like he probably understands Spanish better just because he listens to Mom a lot more. Yeah. And she talks to him a lot in Spanish.
Is he speaking a lot right now?
No, and that's, I guess, kind of why I was bringing that up, is we kind of had that realization of like, wow, he's not really saying many words. He did say dada, which was pretty exciting. Can't lie.
Yeah. I bet.
It's pretty sweet to hear.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But we were kind of like, oh, he's not saying a lot of words. He does this thing all the time where you say something, he goes, huh? And you're like, do you want me to repeat it? Like, should I just repeat what I said? Like, you didn't hear me? And you're like, what did you say?
Yeah.
And we kind of realized my wife does that a lot. Like, even when she knows she goes, huh? Oh, yeah. Huh?
Right.
So he's picking up, or he put some cable into his mouth, like a charger for a phone. It was like, oh my God. And my wife was like, yuck. Don't do that. No, we don't like that. And so now he,
Does he do it to stuff he doesn't like, or he just does it whenever?
He's just kind of doing it whenever he feels like doing something that he knows mom does,
Yeah.
But yeah, there is little like actual words, but the understanding and like that thing where maybe you're aware of like families who have a young kid and the kid does something and you're like, what? And the parent's like, oh, he wants you to blah, blah, blah. And you're like,
yeah.
Oh, how did you? But they can hear what he's trying. Like we're kind of getting there where there's things where like, say I give him the bottle and I take it away, like his water bottle. He'll go, Ma? Which is mas.
Oh,
because
okay.
we're saying like, ¿Quieres más? Like, do you want more? ¿Quieres agua? Like, whatever. And he's often doing ma. It's like, I think you're trying to say mas or more, right?
Right.
Either one. So there's like little things like that where I'm like, oh, I think that's that thing developing that like the parent understands because there's a lack of a syllable or, they're rolling the R into an L or whatever it might be, but the parent understands. And it's like, I think we're kind of getting there. But we were talking about that because there aren't a lot of words, but the recognition, there's a development of vocabulary happening for him for sure.
Is he still using a lot of sign language?
No, not as much. And this is kind of tied to that where we were realizing within the saying more or mas, where he points at everything now that he wants to either have or engage with or go to, or that he recognizes when you say the word. Like you'll say, oh, there's a dog. And he'll go, he got really excited about seeing dogs lately. And he points at it and gets very excited. But when you ask him if he wants more and we're still signing or saying all done, he won't do it, but he will point and say, huh? Or when he's done, he just kind of like, when you go all done, he's like, when he
relaxes back.
Yeah, he's like, okay, I'm done. Yeah, take it away. Or he just pushes things away when he's done having them.
Yeah.
But the other recognition is showing that he's understanding a lot of language is we'll ask him, how big are you? How big are you? And he'll go, so big. And
that's
throws
cool.
His arms up and we say so big. He's not saying it yet, but he'll go.
Yeah.
And, you just know that he's aware of what you're asking. And it's been pretty cool. I think I was jotting, those checked off all the boxes of like the new things I know that he's grown into and has done.
Yeah.
Since we've seen each other. But yeah, it feels like there's been a lot of growth.
All of this talk of all the different foods that he's been exploring. Surely there has to be an Italian diaper diary in our future. Am I close? Am I right?
We have one. It's actually more once we've been back.
Okay.
But yes,
I
have something for you. Here we go.
The pause and the side eye. If you could have seen that look, this is going to be good. I'm telling you.
Well, I hope so. Beans, the magical fruit. Consistency builds the foundation for success. And seemingly we had reached that success, the plateau of Pooh Town, almost to the point of boredom, leaving me wondering the fate of the Diaper Diaries in general. As a whole, then what? What would we do? But also, How long can we go on talking shit? Anyway. Nonetheless, seemed like it could be the end of the Pooh Diaries. Then the turtle shells. No, not from the teenage mutant kind, but the dry, unremarkable, ass-cheek squeezed turtle shell. Leaving no question, something was off. This can't be normal. Or should I say, regular? Maybe one can continue to ramble about rump dumps. I digress. Turtle shells kept popping up, out. We were dealing with the dehydration, my friends, and the solution would come only as an accident after lunch at a local taco joint, bringing a whole new meaning to the favorite childhood adage, beans, the magical fruit. The more you eat, the more you toot. And well, it does go on, and I can direct you to a YouTube channel that will take this song to a whole new level that I didn't realize existed. But I digress again. Yes, beans, the magical fruit. They helped him not only toot, but pass from his dry turtle shell to, oh God, bean poos. That's a whole new set of business. So, black beans. Who knew it?
I love it.
Yeah, we were getting these like really tiny, like turtle shell, almost hard as a rock, like little things, and it was like, that can't be good. He must be dehydrated. And so then like pushing the water more, and the water bottle was like, that's great, he's drinking, maybe that'll help. It didn't really, until we found that the side dish beans at the taco joint that we went to helped everything get moving. That fiber, man.
Wow. Did someone tell you that would be the solution?
No.
Oh, wow.
It's just accidental. It was, went out, had to stop and get a lunch on the way back, and he was with me, and it's like, well, I should feed him too while I'm at it, because he's eating so much. It's like all he does, I feel like. 3 meals a day. Yeah. And lunch, like snacks in between, and breastfeeding. It's like,
right.
Oh my God, this kid and he's growing a lot. He's huge. He's really a big kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the beans were just kind of an unbeknownst discovery.
Well, Lane, it's good to see you again, buddy. It's good to chat with you again. You recently had a birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
And it's just great to touch base, and thank you as always for sharing a little window of your life with us.
Thank you, Ed. Appreciate it, buddy, and it's great to be back with you, man.
Are you noticing your car insurance rate creep up even without tickets or claims? You're not alone. That's why there's Jerry, your proactive insurance assistant. Jerry handles the legwork by comparing quotes side by side from over 50 top insurers, so you can confidently hit buy. No spam calls, no hidden fees. Jerry even tracks rates and alerts you when it's best to shop. Drivers who save with Jerry could save over $1,300 a year. Don't settle for higher rates. Download the Jerry app or visit jerry.ai/libsyn today. That's jerry.ai/libsyn.
Summer is here, which means we all want to look and feel our best. A GLP-1 may be right for you. Visit orderlymeds.com to learn more about which GLP-1 you could be eligible for. Getting started is fast, easy, and happens virtually through telemedicine from licensed professionals. Check it out for yourself. Go to orderlymeds.com/podcast. That's orderlymeds.com/podcast. Taking care of yourself feels great. Compounded medications are not FDA approved. Eligibility required and determined by a licensed provider. Individual results may vary. See website for details.